I was lucky enough to be joined by Dubes Kamala before she leaves and reflect on her time in Indonesia.
Hello everyone, my name is Shanna Shannon, and today we have the distinct honor of welcoming a very special and long-awaited guest, the first female ambassador of the United States of America to Indonesia, Miss Kamala Lakhdir.
Thank you very much for welcoming me. It's wonderful
Hello.
to be with you again.
Yes. Hello, Miss Kamala. How are you?
I'm very well, busy, but
Busy?
very well.
Yes. So for those who didn't know, this is actually not the first time we've met. We've met before at the anniversary of the U.S. Embassy a few months back.
Yeah, the 75th anniversary of U.S. and Indonesian diplomatic relations.
Yes. And I remember at that time, we also had a very fun conversation along with the other influencers and artists. I remember that you mentioned that this is actually not your first time in Indonesia. You've been to Indonesia around 20 years ago?
So 30 years ago, from 1994 to 1996, in my second assignment in the diplomatic corps, I served in Jakarta, and I was a very young officer.
I see. So that was in the year
94 to 1996.
Wow.
Yes.
I wasn't born yet.
I know.
Yes.
But it was a particular time in history in Indonesia, and since that time, I also, from Washington and other places, I've been following Indonesia's story and history. So it was wonderful to come back as ambassador.
I see. May I know what was your first impression of Indonesia, and maybe what was your first impression when you came back to Indonesia after all those years?
Oh dear. So I think when I came, I came and the first thing I did when I arrived in 1994 was to study language. And so I had the opportunity to meet a lot of Indonesians and travel. And my first impression was how warm people were, how welcoming, how polite they were about my bad Bahasa Indonesia. And also, like so many different places in Indonesia, the culture, the language is different. So that Jakarta is not all of Indonesia.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And when I came back as ambassador, I was when you're the ambassador, I was very honored to be ambassador, but I was also honored to be part of our embassy community and work with all these wonderful people, both American and Indonesians, on strengthening and making our bilateral relationship closer. So the responsibility that I was given when I arrived was very much an honor for me. So that was the most important thing I thought about. How will I be a good leader for the embassy community, and how will I be a good leader for the relationship?
Wow, that's such an amazing thing to hear.
Yeah.
May I know what you like most about Indonesia?
The thing I like most about Indonesia is Indonesian people.
The people.
And the way Indonesian people treat each other, and how kind and generous they are. And Indonesian people are very welcoming to me, but to everybody. And it's a culture where everyone works hard to welcome people, and I think I like that very much. That's what I will miss, Indonesian people.
Aww.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad that the Indonesians made a very great impression on you, Miss Dubes Kamala. Is there any specific drinks or food that you'll miss when you go back to the States?
Yes, I will miss Indonesian coffee.
Oh, yes.
So I'm going to take a sip now.
Yes. And I would like to have my tea as well.
So I'm taking a third suitcase just with Indonesian coffee beans in it.
So it's really good then. You
It's
really love
good.
it.
It's lovely.
May I know if you visited any other provinces in Indonesia?
So since I've been here, I've gone twice to Surabaya because
Surabaya.
we have a consulate there.
Right.
And so I visited the consulate and also met with Indonesians in that city. And then I went to Medan because we have a consulate for Sumatra. So I was there. I went also to Bali because we had an Education USA conference with Education USA leaders from across the region. So I spent time in Bali. I regret that I didn't go to Makassar because we have a new Ad America in Makassar that was opening. So I wanted to celebrate that new space and engagement with young people. But I had to postpone. And I had hoped to travel a lot more to give a grant to a foundation here in Indonesia to collect the history of culinary culture in Indonesia. And actually they spent a year collecting traditional ingredients and traditional ways of cooking through various parts of Indonesia, and they published a cookbook, a multiple volume cookbook, both in Bahasa Indonesia and it will be in English. And I was with them, and they were serving at the 75th anniversary party all different types of food, traditional foods. And it was wonderful to talk to them about what they had learned and what they were preserving for Indonesians and global cuisine, and to eat their food. So I had a very good time. Everything was tasty. So I think I learned a lot about Indonesian culture and the culture of food.
Right.
So I really enjoyed that.
May you share maybe a few memorable moments you had here, Miss, throughout the years?
So the things there are many things in politics and in diplomacy that I could share, but some of my most memorable moments are being with young people in Indonesia. So when I was at Super Garuda Shield, which is a multilateral exercise that Indonesia hosts annually, and the U.S. military supports it, but Indonesians and American soldiers helped renovate a school out near where Super Garuda Shield exercise was happening. So I went to the school and I celebrated the work of Indonesian and American engineers who rebuilt the school. And I was with the children, and I had a great time playing with them, and they were dancing, and I was dancing with them. And during Ramadan, I went to a pesantren in Jakarta, and we hosted a buka puasa with the students, and I sat with them and spoke with them in English, because some of them were studying English. And we broke the fast with ice cream. And
that must be very fun for them.
It was fun for them, but this is something that is in memory of my mother, she has passed away, my mother and father, but
I'm so sorry
no, but they lived a very wonderful life. They visited Indonesia in 1995, and I traveled with them. But my mother's thing is ice cream is always a must, so we broke fast with her ice cream.
Wow, that must be very memorable.
It was very fun.
Yes.
It was very fun.
Well, yes, as we know that the United States of America and Indonesia has established a very good relationship for decades.
Yes,
and
from before independence.
Yes, from before independence.
Yes.
And it has impacted both nations very positively in many sectors. One of them is actually education.
Yes.
Yes. Actually, a lot of my friends are currently studying in the States right now. And I also plan to pursue my education in the States
as
well in the future. So my question to you is, what do you envision and what do you hope for the relations between the U.S. and Indonesia?
So you are right. We have very close relations from even before independence, and our history together is very long.
Yes.
I hope that both countries and both peoples can have a stronger, closer relationship, and that it can bring greater prosperity and safety for both countries. And I think we share a lot, and we need to sometimes both sides don't realize how much we share on our aspirations, our goals, on economic development, security, education,
Yes.
culture. So my hope is that we can continue to build that strong relationship, but especially among the people of Indonesia and the people of the United States. So I hope that many more Indonesians will have the opportunity to study or travel to the United States, and we are trying to encourage Americans to come and study in Indonesia, to study language and culture and economics, and we are making some headway. But we all have to work harder. And even
Yes.
when I am home in the US, I will encourage Americans to come to Indonesia and appreciate how much Indonesia has to offer Americans, and how Americans and Indonesians can have a much stronger relationship going forward.
Yes, I definitely agree. And of course, throughout the journey, there has been so many challenges, and there will be so many challenges in the future. I just hope that Indonesia and the United States will always maintain a good relationship so that we can create a better life for the people in the States and also people in Indonesia.
I agree with you completely. And I thank you for your support to the effort.
Thank you so much.
So I'm going to tell you that what inspires me in my work and to keep going is the young people I meet around the world, but the young people of Indonesia, they inspire me, and they inspire me because of their aspirations, their hopes, what they want their future to be. When I meet with Waisili fellows or Fulbrighters or young people involved in helping Indonesian society, I think, oh, we need to do more together. A little more coffee? Thank you. Thank you.